Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Taper Torchiere. This is going to be the 2496-42. This is a great fixture. This can light an entire room beautifully. The top of this is open. You've got a big glass bell up there. That light is going to go up, hit your white ceiling, and completely bathe the room in a nice ambient light. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. And this is going to be from the floor to the very top of that glass is coming in at 71 inches, so it's nice and tall. Diameter of the glass is 20 inches, and that's going to be obviously the largest part of the fixture itself. It's coming in at 34 pounds, so it's nice and heavy. It's likely that your kids or grandkids are not going to knock this over chasing your dog around. And we're going to talk about a couple other quick things. Let's get into the type of glass you can use to begin with. You're going to have two different choices. It says choose your glass on that pull down menu. And one of them is going to be Hubbardton Forge's opal glass, which is an opaque opal white glass. You won't be able to see through it. Has a bit of a white milkiness to it. Very, very pretty. I talk a lot in all these videos in detail about opal glass, so you can always check those out too. We have a glass help guide on that side of the screen, so you can see it there. So you've got that one, opal. The second one is going to be called sand, and sand looks like sand on the beach or like a light coffee ice cream. So it's a little more organic. The two of them together, you can definitely see them side by side, where you can see the differences between them. Both very pretty. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just a bit of like how contemporary you want to be. That would be the opal one versus the more earthy one would be a little bit more rustic, if you can even call it that. Okay, why don't we talk about another quick thing. So the on-off dimmer on this is not going to be on the fixture itself. Where it's going to be is on the cord. So you've got a cord coming out of this, and that's going to plug into this. This is an on-off dimmer switch, and you can see there's a place right there to plug in the cord off the lamp. This will continue onto the wall, and then this has a sliding dimmer. So you can see it's an on-off sliding dimmer like that. Very easy, very simple to use. You can kind of hide it behind a chair or anything you want to do, but it's a nice way to do this. So there you go there. Let's talk about what we can get out of this lamping wise. It's going to be using one medium base socket facing up, obviously. The recommended bulb size is an A19, and Hubbardton Forge kind of always does that for a lot of these fixtures because it's a standard size light bulb we all grew up with. You can use incandescent if you want to, up to 150 watts, which is quite a bit. You know, a lot of people over the time a long time ago, used to use what was called a jacketed halogen bulb in this. That was also 150 watt, and you can still use that. But there's so many great LEDs, I don't think you need to. So as far as getting a lot of light out of this, if you stick with LEDs, sky's the limit as far as what you can put into this. So don't worry about limitations on LEDs. It's really just the aesthetics of once you get to a point where the bulb starts cresting the top of the glass, it's kind of your stopping point, I think. So if you want to stick with A19s, the standard size bulbs, you'll find them up to 100 watt equivalent pretty much out in the marketplace. And it could be, you know, Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, any of those kind of places. Amazon has them, obviously, Walmart. My grocery store in Vermont sells these, so you can get them very easily too. And they're just a regular screw-in base, so nothing special about that. This is the old school kind. I'm not too crazy about these because this part on the bottom, the ceramic part, kind of blocks light from going down. And I kind of want light in all directions, so I tend to kind of go for this. And this is going to be the clear ones that are called phosphorus LEDs, and you can find these wherever you can find this, you can find this. So don't worry about not being able to find them. Going back to what you can use, if you want to try out different sizes, so A19, A20, and we can tell this is probably 100 to 150 watt equivalent, lots of phosphorus lines in there. This is an A21, so you can see that's even a little bit bigger. So again, the only limitation is going to be, you know, the bulb cresting the top of the glass. Don't be afraid to try different sizes and different wattage equivalents to get where you want to be at the end of the day, because that's what's going to be really important, because this is a light and it's supposed to do a job, and that is light your room. So remember all that. These bulbs, when you go out in the marketplace, they're going to offer these to you in different ways. They're going to offer these to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow light like a setting sun, which is very pretty, very romantic. Careful, they're going to offer this to you in something called daylight. So daylight is the tricky one. It sounds like it should be warm like sunlight, but it is not. That's that bluish white light that comes out of like a convenience store, that kind of thing. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is warm white, soft white. That's the light coming down on this table from these LEDs above us. These are 3,000 Kelvin warm white, soft white. So that would be my take on it. So I would probably go for an A19. Maybe I would try out an A20 if I was out and about, and see what it works. See what works for you. Like a 100-watt equivalent, I think would be a great way to start off, because that is a lot of light, and that's unobstructed light going up. Don't forget. So once it hits your ceiling, it's really going to spread throughout the room. Just get a dimmable version of that bulb. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this, and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway, because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.